Sunday night for two of Big D's biggest stars against that Saints defense. Zeke had only 35 yards on 18 carries, and with no running game, Dak struggled to get anything going on offense as the Cowboys scored only 10 points in New Orleans. We all know Dak is playing for a new contract. We welcome back Damien Woody to the desk. Damien, I want to start with you. Should the Cowboys pay Dak top quarterback money?
No. No, they should not. I want to ask you guys a simple question.
Okay.
If Dak Prescott were to hit the free agent market, you think a team would pay him the top of the market at the QB position?
I do.
No.
I do.
I do.
If they needed a quarterback?
No, I do not think a team would pay Dak Prescott, make him the highest paid quarterback in the National Football.
I wouldn't, but I think a team would.
I don't see that happening. You're talking about $34-35 million per year. I don't see that happen. Listen, Dak Prescott, I know people want to talk about his record, and his record is pretty damn good. There's no disputing that. But I think also what you got to look at with the Dallas Cowboys is the way that Jerry Jones and company have built the team around Dak Prescott. Mm-hmm. Elite offensive line, although they didn't show it against the Saints. The Saints, bullied them, in that game. Wide receiving core. Trading for Amari Cooper was a big coup for the Dallas Cowboys offense. You got Zeke Elliott in the backfield, an elite defense. So you have all those things going for you. If you're Dak Prescott, last week you play against the New Orleans Saints. Your defense doesn't even give up a touchdown, and you can't elevate your team enough to win a game against a New Orleans Saints team that doesn't have Drew Brees. But you want me to pay you $34-35 million a year? Are you crazy? Now listen, we all know how this stuff works. Guys leapfrog each other. Wentz gets paid. Then Goff comes right behind him and gets paid. That's just how it works. So will he probably get the money? Probably. He'll probably get it. But should he? Do I think he deserves to get it? No, because I don't see a guy who when things aren't perfect around him offensively, when Zeke Elliott isn't getting things going, the running game isn't getting things going, does he elevate the Dallas Cowboys offense and puts them on his back? No, he's never been that type of guy. Never.
Listen, I agree with you. If it were me, I wouldn't have given Goff the contract he got. I wouldn't give Dak the contract he's looking for if I were a team.
But at least Goff has been in one of the best offenses in the league. And he took the Los Angeles Rams to the Super Bowl. Wentz was an MVP guy before he got hurt.
I left Wentz out of this because Wentz is capable of higher heights than Dak or Goff, in my opinion. How's Goff looked since Gurley hasn't been right? That includes the Super Bowl. He looks all right. Most quarterbacks need a running game in order to do their thing. Even Aaron Rodgers, unfortunately, has never really had that play-action monster with him. Could you imagine? But Rodgers can elevate past that. Mahomes can elevate past that. We're talking about the most talented quarterbacks of all time. Everyone else pretty much needs a running game, right? So if you stop that, they're going to look ordinary. But actually, Dak usually comes through under pressure. Dak has a winning record partly because he's good on third down. He's big in those big moments. I agree with you. A game manager, big on third down, cool under pressure, is what Tom Brady and Russell Wilson originally were before they became star and GOAT player, right? And Dak maybe goes in that direction. It looks to me like he is going in that direction. Maybe he's not there yet. I wouldn't give him the money if I were running a team. But the reality is, based on the market and the way he's played this year, he does deserve what he's looking for.
He deserves what he's looking for, Damien Woody. And the bottom line is this. You can sit up there and say, we don't know. I don't have a problem with that. I have a problem with people like you and others who act like we've seen enough and we know definitively what Dak cannot do. The fact of the matter is, working the first 3 years of his professional career under Scott Linehan, it was primarily a run attack. They go where Ezekiel Elliott takes you. You got Kellen Moore in as your new offensive coordinator, first year. He's got things to figure out. Your Dak, you throw for 400-plus yards the first game of the season against the Giants. You didn't have to do that against the Redskins. You beat them. You certainly didn't have to do that against Miami, a game in which you won 31-6. So your first real test came against New Orleans last week. Ezekiel Elliott got his money. He ran for 35 yards. He averaged less than 2 yards a carry. Now, we know what Zeke can do, But the bottom line is that wasn't a good game for him. What do we know about Dak? He's never missed a game. He's 35-17 as a quarterback. He's a two-time Pro Bowler. He's been to the postseason twice. He's won the division twice. And on top of it all, guys within his division, like a Carson Wentz, who no doubt is a big-time talent, he's been hurt. Never even showed up in a postseason game because of his durability issues. And this dude gets $107 million in guaranteed. What I'm saying is this. Do I want to set the market with Dak Prescott? No. Do I want to act like he's the best and make him the highest paid quarterback in the NFL? Hell no. I get that part. But if Carson Wentz deserves $33 million, all right, which is what he's supposedly getting paid, and $107 million in guarantees because of what he's doing or the position, what he's in, what he's been doing in his career, then what the hell does Dak Prescott make? If Jared Goff sitting up there and looks like straight garbage under Jeff Fisher, but then looks lights out against Sean McVay before scaling it back a little bit, and he's had some rough patches, and he gets $110 million, what does Dak Prescott deserve under those circumstances? That's how I'm looking at it.
Has Dak Prescott been to Super Bowl?
No.
Has Dak Prescott ever been mentioned as an MVP candidate like Carson Wentz?
No.
Do you think Dak Prescott is better than Carson Wentz?
I don't think he's better than Carson Wentz,
he's
but
not.
I think. Well,
Do you think Dak is
but I do
clutch?
think.
Do you guys think he's clutch?
I think he's a clutch player.
I think he's a clutch player. Not only that,
do.
I think he's a clutch player. I think he's dependable and reliable. I think there's something to be said for that. And I also think that, again, last week you're going against the Saints. There's no Michael Gallup there. Amari Cooper was under lock and key by Lattimore, okay?
Saints got a great run defense last couple of years.
So all I'm saying, you just look at some of the circumstances. Don't get me wrong. He's got to work through it. All I'm trying to say is that in today's game, we're seeing people get paid that don't necessarily deserve it. And I'm saying we can't definitively sit up there and say that about Dak when the man is winning football games and other cats ain't necessarily doing that, but they getting paid. I mean, Matt Ryan, what's he doing? Matt Stafford, what's he doing? Kirk Cousins, what the hell is he doing?
And also, if you're the better,
listen, I'm not knocking the whole Kirk Cousins or anything like that. But when you're talking about what the resources that the Dallas Cowboys have put around Dak Prescott,
but it wasn't always there.
Over the years, they put
what?
Hold on.
We just debated last year when Amari Cooper came on board.
The offensive line,
7 games into the season.
The offensive line,
7 games into the season.
Okay, but I'm just saying, the offensive line that they put in front of Dak Prescott. Okay.
Wait a minute.
What do you mean?
I'm asking a question.
Yeah.
You and I had a discussion last year. We talked about this.
Yeah.
He did not have Amari Cooper until 7 games in. We said that's the first time he had a number one. Cole Beasley and
Randall Cobb. His numbers got better.
That's right. So again, I'm just saying, if the personnel that you got to work with matters. And so now he has that. Now, we want to sit up there and say, let's see what he does this season. But the point is, if you look at what he has done since he's had those upgrades, the fact of the matter is he's making an argument for himself.
Football is, as you know better than anyone, is an interdependent sport. Was Troy Aikman a great quarterback? Was Emmitt Smith a great running back?
Yeah.
They absolutely benefited from playing behind a great offensive line. That's just the way it is. Of course, Dak benefits. He has everything. A great offensive line, a number 1 receiver, a number 2 receiver, a number 3 receiver with high upside, a veteran tight end who knows what it's about, a great running back. He's even got a dynamic play-calling offensive coordinator now. Like, he has everything except for maybe a great head coach, right? That benefits him. John Elway didn't win a Super Bowl till he got a running game. How many players can elevate over? Of course the player benefits from what's around him.
Max, all I'm going to say is this. The Dallas Cowboys defense didn't give up a touchdown. And you're talking about a guy who you want to make the highest paid quarterback basically in history.
For a minute.
In history. But at this point, in history.
Next in line, though.
Can't even elevate the Cowboys to get enough points to score against a team with a backup quarterback?
Other than the Saints.
I mean, come on,
Other than the Saints,
I mean, come on.
Other than the Saints, what are you talking about?
So he balled out against the Miami.
I'm saying,
Miami. He balled out. Let me. I'm going to address you. So he balled out against the Miami Dolphins.
No big
okay. He balled out against the New York Giants, right?
No big deal. No big
Washington
deal.
Redskins.
No big deal.
Okay.
I give you that.
Okay.
But what I'm saying, listen to my point. I'm saying to you, I understand your point about the Saints. What else? What else?
All right, let's pay.
Gotta
some bills.
elevate.
Okay.
He's saying it's like more evidence? Okay.
All right, we'll revisit this conversation after they play the Packers on Sunday. All right, maybe you'll be around Monday to join us for that.
Also can't
Much
stop
more
the
to
run.
come.
By the way,
Can Zion
How accurate is that when the Packers got a suspect run defense?
Yeah.
actually lead the Pelicans to the Western Conference playoffs? Plus, we got a bona fide